The ethical dilemmas of AI. Each day, there are scores of decisions that are taken by an algorithm on our behalf. These algorithms enter our life dressed as in-app voice assistants, chatbots, or search analysis data, or any other form of computer-based data search result one can think of. Algorithms help make decisions by keeping one informed. It would not be falsehood if someone claims that algorithms make decisions on our behalf. Algorithms are trusted more than human beings since they are impartial. Or are they? Detection of algorithmic bias. When talking about machine learning, it is better to consider it as a means of training a computer. The computer is fed lots of data based on different metrics to identify a particular search result. For example, a program can be made to identify a book based on the data that has been fed to it. This process takes lots of trials, and the process is then honed based on errors made by the program. The process is, however, not this simple because the desired result is seldom this objective. Often, these algorithms are incomplete, or their decision-making systems are not entirely balanced, which gives rise to the phenomenon known as algorithmic bias. This results in instances of rampant discrimination, such as one where Google image identification algorithm identified two black-skinned people as gorillas. Perhaps a more appalling one is one where Facebook identified a Palestinian posing by a bulldozer with "attack them" written in Hebrew. The man was questioned for hours before someone pointed out that the Hebrew translated to "good morning." Although both Facebook and Google apologized, the problem persists. Ethical dimensions associated with AI. The introduction of AI also carries the baggage of ethical dimensions with it. While it is argued that AIs are impartial, it is also to be noted that impartiality alone cannot answer the argument for robust functioning. An AI, after all, is only an instrument, and thus begs the question that in case of a malfunction, on whom will the onus of accountability lie? Secondly, an AI cannot be said to be entirely free of bias. AI is only a program. If the data fed to it is biased, the AI will further lead to biased decision-making in already prevalent places. AI is also the reason many people have become worried about their online safety, especially after the data breach scandal by Cambridge Analytica. Katie Evans rightly laid bare her doubts when she said that the data collected by AI can certainly help a lot in explaining how a world is. But it does little to explain how the world should be. Hence, if this data is wrongly interpreted due to biased programming, the day-to-day errors will cement discrimination. Thirdly, an AI cannot be relied upon for making moral decisions. Moral status in humans originates from the obligations that we share towards our peers. In cases of practical ethics, disputes about moral permissibility cannot be resolved by an AI. For instance, abortion disputes, and the moral dilemma of it cannot be simply resolved through weighing out pros and cons as done by an AI. Ethical issues in AI. The world in 2020 has several ethical issues when it comes to AI. The following elucidates on the major ethical questions that are yet to be resolved. Loss of jobs. The primary fear with the introduction of AI is that a lot of people will lose their jobs. However, that is not the entirety of it. With the advent of AI, a whole sector of jobs will disappear. However, the loss of jobs is argued by many. Since robots will be used to complete tasks, a large group of men will find employment in making and maintaining the robots. Increasing inequality in the distribution of wealth. The issue of economic inequality has been one of the most common problems of the present political scenario. With the advent of AI, that will further increase. In a factory, for instance, the present labor laws provide the foundation for decent pay and fixed working hours for the workers. However, with a robot, the company saves on wages. Also, with minimal maintenance, the production lines are capable of manufacturing round the clock. Added to that, small-scale industries, which are unable to acquire these robots, will face stiffer competition, while resulting in further accumulation of wealth in the hands of a few. Accountability issues. Machine learning is a long process. With increased demand in the market, there will be an abundance of half-finished AI taking on day-to-day tasks. These improperly fed AIs will make discriminatory choices which might give rise to a violation of certain important rights, similar to the Palestinian mistake by Facebook. In these situations, it is still unclear as to who will bear the liability of the AI's fault. While it is argued that without being exposed to a vast bundle of data, an AI cannot learn, the law needs to decide what follows if the AI makes a costly mistake. AI bias. The whole credibility of AI is based on the central idea that an AI is unbiased. However, in most scenarios, that is not the case. AIs are made by biased people. Moreover, constant exposure to a specific metric of discriminative data develops biases in the AI. Data privacy. Digital theft is a new and dangerous form of criminal activity that only increases with increasing reliance on artificial intelligence. A rogue AI or one that has been made with malevolent intentions can cause significant damage. In a TEDx speech, Jay Tuck mentions that an AI automatically updates its programming. Singularity. Although this has only been majorly depicted in Hollywood movies, the technological singularity is a real issue. A lot of the information revolution that is going on around us is dependent on how fast a machine learns to adapt and learn from new data. Based on this, a significant amount of change has appeared in the hardware to facilitate such expedited learning of an AI. There has been an increasing tendency to fit the regular-sized machines inside chips to create a replica of the human brain circuitry. Kinds of bias in artificial intelligence. A pertinent question is if AI can be biased. It is often held that an AI is the result of a neutral set of algorithms that keeps on learning from real-life experiences. However, this is not entirely true. An AI may learn, but the necessary skill to process certain data is already in the programming. Hence, the way the particular AI functions may cause a waste of resources or be discriminatory against some minorities. Personal bias. AI can and does cause a significant amount of personal bias based on historic trends. This problem has surfaced with prominent institutions and has laid bare that the scope of training oneself through patterns is insufficient, and without human intervention can cause disastrous results. A potent example of this is when Amazon had to turn off their recruitment AI since it categorically removed applications of women as potential candidates. Environmental bias. To think of an AI going against nature would not be a threat to environmentalists before 2005. Today, all weather stations use AI to predict and thus mitigate damage caused by natural disasters. However, now the entire world is also well aware of how taxing it is on the environment to train an AI. The World Economic Forum report of 2019 demonstrated that the training of an AI causes energy consumption at rates that are beyond sustainable. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.